Namaskar, I am Dr. Mansi. Welcome to lecture 8.4 of Organizational Conflict series. In this session, we will be focusing upon various resources of conflict in organizations. Understanding where conflicts originates is very essential for any manager, team leader or HR professional. From goal clashes and limited resources to communication gaps and structural issues, all these factors can deeply influence workplace relationships and also the performance. So, by the end of this video, you will be able to identify the key sources of the conflict and also understand how to address them effectively. So, let's get started. As you can see on the screen, we'll begin with goal incompatibility, limited resources, task interdependence, one-way task dependence, communication distortions, high horizontal differentiation, status is congruence, heterogeneity of members, role dissatisfaction, defective formalization, and also system of decision making. So let's begin with goal incompatibility. So as you can see on the screen as well, goal conflict occurs when different departments pursue goals that clash with one another. Example could be a sales team is there which offers discounts to increase the sales, while the finance team is also there in the organization which focuses on maximizing the profit margin. So obviously when you are giving the discounts to increase sales, the profit margin is getting reduced. So the second category is limited resources, which can also be one of the reasons of conflict within the organization. So conflict arising when departments compete for scarce resources like budget, manpower. The example could be marketing and R&D departments both demand larger share of annual budgets and leading to disputes. Third category is task interdependence, when departments rely on each other to complete the task. Delays or errors by one affect the others. So example could be marketing depends on design team output for launching ads, means advertisements. Any design delay disrupts the marketing schedule. So this is the perfect example of task interdependence. Now let's talk about the one-way task dependence. What do we mean by that? Conflict that increase, when one unit depends on the another without the reciprocal dependence. For example, a restaurant is there, a restaurant's wait staff depend on the kitchen staff, but the kitchen staff does not rely on the wait staff, causing power imbalances. Means if the food is being cooked, they can also go out and serve the food, but the wait staff cannot cook the food. They are totally dependent on the kitchen staff. Next one is communication distortions. We'll talk about the misunderstandings due to poor, unclear or distorted communication can also trigger the conflict. Then the example could be HR sends policy updates that are misinterpreted by the employees, leading to confusion and disputes. It happens many a times in the organization when it is misinterpreted by employees, because obviously when people are looking at things, they are not just using their like the rational thing, but also they are using the perceptions. So the way they are reading is also determined by their perception. So whatever they want to understand, they can understand. The high horizontal differentiation is the next one. What do we mean by that? Department different in they are different in values, goals, and also the time frames. They are leading to misunderstanding and conflict. For example, there is R&D department which focuses on long-term innovation, while production department is there which emphasize on immediate cost efficiency. Next is status incongruence. When conflict arises, when units or individuals feel their status or contributions are not valued or they are undervalued. The example could be there is a tech support system, support team which feels overlooked in the recognition, while the sales team is always getting regularly rewarded. So it could be one of the reasons of conflict within the organization. Next, we are going to talk about heterogeneity of members, means diversity among the team members. Diversity in team members, for example, in age, their culture, and also the background, can also cause initial friction, but later on the basis of research, we can say that this diversity plays a significant role in better decision making because you have different perspective of understanding the every angle of the problem or the issue. So example could be there is a cross-cultural project teams which struggles with differences in communication and work styles. The next one is role dissatisfaction. Individuals who feel dissatisfied with their assigned roles or feel, they feel underutilized may trigger conflict. For example, there is a person who has done an MBA, but still in the organization he's been assigned only the routine data entry tasks, so he feels demotivated. He feels, he has the clashes with the manager because he wants some more challenging roles after completing the MBA. Next is defective formalization. So there could be ambiguity in rules, procedures, or job roles, which leads to confusion and conflict. For example, uh, there are employees who are unsure about who is going to approve their leaves, and it can cause dispute between the department. Then the system of decision making. When decision making authority is unclear or non-participative, conflict is likely to occur. For example, a senior management makes decision without the team input, means they are making decision about them, but they are not taking the inputs from the lower level management or the shop floor, leading to resentment and low morale. So whenever we are talking about decision making, it is very important to keep the representative of the lower level or the of that particular level about which we are taking the key decisions, so that they don't feel any resentment and also the undervalued and also the low morale. These are the references which I have used and can be referred for the future more details. Now, as we have explored the key resources of conflict in organization, it is important to remember that conflict is not inherently negative. In fact, when managed well, it can lead to innovation, better decisions, and stronger teams. So, as future managers, HR professionals, or team leaders, your ability to recognize the root cause of conflict will help you respond with clarity and empathy and strategy rather than reactive or, avoiding. So, in the next lecture, we'll look on how to analyze and manage the conflict effectively using the practical models and approaches. Thank you for watching and see you in the next session.